Alright, so today we have the new camera. We have the Sony ZV-1. I actually recorded a bit of the first, I guess, few weeks of prep-ish on my Canon. I don't know if I'm going to edit into this vlog, but because today I feel slightly better, and we are now, 9 days out? Today I feel slightly better, so I'm recording a bit. Hopefully I'll post this somewhere as well. But yeah, so we're on the way to do fasted cardio. Calories right now for the next few days are going to be at 1,700 calories. We're running just 150 grams of carbs, 200 grams of protein, and 30 grams of fat. All right, give or take a couple grams. But generally it's 1,700 calories. So just for the next few days, we bumped up cardio from 20 minutes, and I know this is drastic, right, to 16 minutes, but purely because we have just that little bit, last bit of fat more to go that I really, really want to peel off. So this is the best we've ever looked in a long while. And people who know me know that, my best look was in 2019. It was around 17. So 6 years later, we are back there. And, or even better. So I'm very excited for the show. Yeah, it's been a really, really great, weird but good prep. Reason why I say weird is because, like, it's been one of the shortest preps, yet I look the fucking best. Alright, it's not. I'm not saying this is flex. In fact, it's nowhere near a flex. It's the opposite of flex because I'm supposed to take my prep seriously. It's supposed to take longer than just what 4, 5 weeks. So I'm not the proudest of that. But what I'm proud of is being able to get this build that fast. And the reason why it's been so good is because I think I stopped looking for that something I could do more to get more shredded. All I did was, okay, here's the plan, do it. Not that I wasn't doing it previously, but I was doing it and still thinking like, what else can I add? What else can I do for the 1% more, right? But this time around, the difference is I no longer look for the 1% more. I just execute what I have. And I think that has been a big fucking game changer. And I have no cravings. That's the best part. And I think it has got to do with everything with regards to the mindset. Because I don't see this like the lack of food as a sacrifice anymore. My goals to want to prove to myself that I can do this shit, that I am, still a bodybuilder, that I didn't just fall off like that. That that drive has gotten me to the point where I don't want to look at any food, even social media. I don't watch mukbang shit. I don't watch like my favorite YouTuber back then when I was on prep was Eric the Electric. I don't watch any of those anymore. It's just prep. Like, not even prep videos, bro. I don't give a fuck about this prep. All I watch is what's it called fucking Sidemen, fucking Beta Squad. It's kind of like reality shows type shit. But yeah, so no cravings, pretty good. And for the past, I think, couple of days where we've been running this 1,700 calories, it's been a bit more hellish than usual. Um, but what has been getting me through is what I'll be like podcast, bodybuilding and bollocks. I think um I think they're a great bunch of people. They're hilarious. I fuck with their shit. I think I really resonate with what they say and the jokes that they make. And overall, it makes me feel like I'm a part of them, which makes me feel 10 times more badass than I already am, if I even am. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. All right, so now we're reaching the gym to do some faster cardio. So I will catch you after faster cardio. Might film how I look like and put it up. We'll see. All right, but this has been the Sony ZV-1. Peace. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what I've been eating the past few days. It's been a bit of a rotation between some canned tuna and some canned chicken. I don't know who needs to hear this, but recently I found these Ayam brand fucking like pulled chicken shit, right? It started off with just the black pepper chicken because it was like high protein, it was very low fat, and yeah, just a bit of carbs, which I needed as well, anyways. But I found these recently, which is the same thing essentially, but instead of black pepper, it's buffalo chicken. So my first time trying this. Don't know how it's gonna taste. Hopefully it's really good. But what I've been doing with this is 2 cans of these together with some salad. Can you guys see it? Yeah. So I'm just having salads for the mornings, and then I'll show you guys the rest of the meal later on. Alright. I'm gonna dig into this, really enjoy this. And pro tip, if you want to stay fuller, you really want to focus on your food and like you get to watch YouTube when you eat. Focus on the food while you eat actually keeps you fuller as well. So I will focus on my food and just enjoy my food because this is peanut calories right now. See you guys.
What did I get? This is about 2 pounds heavier than the KFC box. Like, there's a flex in my muscle from carrying this thing. And notably, I just want to note, I feel like this has to be said because it's kind of absurd. The only restaurant so far to give me napkins, the only one, they gave me about 10 napkins here. The only restaurant out of whatever we did, 6 or 7, that'll give me napkins. So, Popeyes.
Alright. You guys are gonna try the buffalo chicken. Look at my lips. Yeah, eat it with caution. Try the black pepper first. It's a bit spicy, but not as bad as this. This is so fucking spicy, bro. Oh my god. Yeah. I was like fucking dripping my nose and shit. I'm gonna eat my supplements now, so I'm gonna go through everything because there's way too much. All my fucking 20, 30 pills. It's like a breakfast part 2 type thing. I'm not gonna go through everything, so you'll see me at my next meal or at my next thing that I'm gonna film or whatever. Man, I don't know if I'm old or what, but like, okay, anyways, today we're gonna hit some pool. But before that, we got the most important part of your workout. It's not even the walking sets, bro. If you can't do this right, your walking sets are gonna suck as well, right? Your warm up, your prep work. I don't know if I like to call it warm up, I like to call it prep work because you're prepping your body to, do heavy lifting. Make sure that you can access all the range of motions that you need to access. As a kid, I used to just go straight into my exercises and warm up with light weights. But as you grow older, shit starts to hurt, and you realize that shit, I actually need to do my mobility work. If not, everything fucking hurts afterwards. I'm not saying that I'm really old, I'm only 23, but like, the price to pay of not doing your mobility work is a lot of back pain and a lot of back injuries. So make sure you really do your prep work well, so that you are ready for the movements and so you don't get pain, right? Oh man. We're this deep into prep after like, I think, not after, but like, being this deep into prep and it's what, 1 week out? Man, you are like, I always tell my friends this, I'm no longer living, I'm like simply existing. There is no life to me anymore, I simply just exist. Every workout feels like I'm dragging myself through a floor of lava, through like a bed of nails, It's so fucking difficult to even work out or to even lock in. But we gotta try our best. Anyways, most of the movements are only like 2 sets now, 1 set. Sorry, most of the movements are actually 1 set. Only your isolation movements, like these, I'm doing 2 sets. Other than that, the big movements, I'm doing just 1 set. But I'm always a big advocate for, heavier loads. Trying to keep the same load, but in the interest of not fatiguing yourself, you wanna go lesser sets. Right, your body still needs some sort of load to understand that it has to retain muscle. So you don't compromise on load just to keep up the sets. You compromise on the sets to keep up the load. If that makes any sense, right? So working up the top set now. I think this is gonna be my last warm-up set. I'll see how this goes. If not, I might just keep this weight for my working set. Just try to aim for like low reps. I do maybe 6 to 10. We'll see. Yeah, that felt really good. That felt really light. So I'm gonna up the weight a little bit more. I'm actually so sad now because I realized that I forgot to bring my gym pin. I just bought a gym pin because I'm maxing out the machines. I'm not saying that I'm very strong, okay, I might be doing it with like poor mind muscle connection or whatever, but okay. But I bought a gym pin, I use it, turns out I forgot to bring it. Big fucking disappointment, but it's okay. You know, this keeps me safe from not lifting too heavy weights and getting touch wood, get injured and doing prep. Or not even doing prep, doing 1 week out, bro. Like, so it might be a good thing, you know, you always try to see perspective. It's always a bad thing to life, right? So me forgetting it might just be a blessing in disguise, you know. We can save it for the off season when we get fucking strong. And yeah, okay, top set. Come on. Oh. Shit, that was heavy, bro. Oh, and something that I really realized on this prep that's very important is sodium. It's something that I've neglected so much, right? But this prep, I've been keeping my salt really high. Like, I sprinkle at least like 3 grams of salt in every one of my meals. So that makes it 5 meals. So that's what, 15 grams. My intra-workout shakes, it's another 3 grams. That's 18 grams of salt. And not considering the, what's it called? Sauces, seasonings, condiments, and even the sodium in my intra itself. Like excluding the 3 grams of salt I added. All these have salt. And I realized that these, first of all, it makes me drink a lot less water, I realized, because I'm able to hold more water in my body, so I don't need to drink as much water constantly. That makes it piss a lot lesser. I still piss a shitload though, because you still have a lack of carbs. But I piss lesser. That's the point here. And it helps you retain a lot of fullness to your muscle, because the muscle is honestly 75% water, some shit like that. You know, this Mike Menzer quote, yeah, 75% water, whatever. And so you need the salt to hold the water in the muscle, so you still look somewhat full. But in reality, whatever fullness that your muscle has right now, not from carbs, it's just all salt and water. Hydration is really key here, right? If you still want to look somewhat full during your prep. And do not piss as much throughout the night, during the day, so on and so forth, right? Here we go, one more set. Alright, if there's one thing that people have to realize when you're on prep, is that you don't just simply take out movements just because you're on lower calories, don't have energy or whatnot, but these are the same movements that you have to keep in, because if you're doing that throughout your whole off-season, why take it out, you know? It's these hard movements that people tend to take out that makes, I won't say makes or breaks a prep, but it makes it a lot more different. Right, don't just take it out in the interest of, you know, lesser fatigue and then you replace it with some other like chest supported variation. No, you have to do the hard shit. That's what bodybuilding is about. Of course, smarter programming, yes, but personally I realized that my back grew the most and sustained the most when I kept all these hard movements in. Right, and more importantly, when you're doing these hard movements as well, when you're in the very depleted state, is you have to be very conscious about what you're doing. You have to remember to brace, keep things tight, because in a depleted state, you're already naturally very loose, if that makes sense. So you really have to make sure that you brace well, you keep things tight so that you don't actually get injured, right? And you know, if there's one thing that I really love about prep, it's not that you look good, but looking good is like the most surface level thing when it comes to prepping or cutting, you know. The best thing about prep is that, you know, when you're 4 weeks out, when you're 4 to 8 weeks out, when you're lean, you're doing things on the ball, you are very meticulous, everything falls in place, not just in your prep, but in your life. Like business is good, studies are good, workouts are great. You are just like this machine that constantly keeps knocking off tasks, knocking off goals consistently, and it feels fucking amazing. But when you're like 2 weeks out, is when that goes to shit. Like you're tired, you start to not hit your goal, your tasks, because all you can think about is the next meal. But I think it's a side of prep that people don't talk enough about, which is how productive you get and how meticulous you get with things not just in your prep, but in life as well. Which is honestly amazing, man. If I had a choice, I'd stay in that phase forever. Which you kind of do have a choice, which is what I'm gonna try to execute after my prep. Try to maintain a lean body fat percentage so that I function absolutely fucking amazing. And I've been getting into a lot of Seth Feroce shit, forward up yet, back to like bro chats, bodybuilding and bollocks, you know. I want to bring back this thing where Seth Feroce always says, functional and fuckable. I think it's absolutely fucking hilarious. But it's true, you can be lean, functional, and be very, very fuckable, right? So, take it how you want to take it. I'm going to warm up for my top sets. You know, I really wonder if pro bodybuilders have that one training partner that has helped them shift fucking weights around. Like, if I gotta do this on my own, it's fucking heavy, bro. Imagine you do like legs, and then you slap on, like, as a pro bodybuilder, you probably slap on like 8 plates, 9 plates. Fucking putting on that shit and taking off that shit is cardio in itself. But, I guess, yeah, it's my favorite fucking influencer, Martin Chu. What's good? Say hi to the camera. I got a new camera.
What's up, man?
Yeah, second exercise. Hey, well, you should get this. It's so much better than the Canon. It's a Sony ZV-1, and it's very light. That's the thing. Yeah. All right, we are done catching up with the lad Martin, and now we got one good set on the barbell rows. Oh, one good set, just one good set, bro. Come on. Come on. Easy fucking work, bro. So guys, if you ever want to do T-bar rows on the OG landmine like Arnold, right, be sure to use 10 kilo plates, because what happens if you use 20s is you're going to put up to your chest and you get extra range of motion that you just can't hit, right, because the plates are just too thick. But that's how I like my I'm joking. You know, there's one thing that you don't want thick in life. It's not your cock, it's not women, but it's your plates when you're doing T-bar rows. I'm so funny, bro. It's called on prep humor, right? Alright guys, pro tip, if you find that the dumbbells in your gym are just far too light, which I hope all of my followers actually have this problem. So usually max dumbbells go up to 50 kilos, but I've been dumbbell rowing like 60s, 70s, and 50s are like not even a back set for me anymore. I'm not saying that I'm like a strong motherfucker, but
I'm saying that you will get to a point where 50s are just not heavy enough for you. For presses, for rows. So a good alternative for like a good dumbbell row would be the Meadows row. I think people forget about this exercise ever since like John Meadows went, rest in peace John Meadows, but he's gone, right? Let's bring it back, bro. Meadows row is such a good fucking exercise. It allows you to pull all the way up, because like dumbbell rows, the dumbbell kind of gets stuck on your chest. This doesn't, right? And it's just an overall very good exercise. I love it, bro. So let's bring back the Meadows row. And yeah. Okay, let's try it out. It's too black, bro. Alright, you might notice I stopped at 1 rep because, look, it's not a working set, right? Don't invest so much energy into it. The point of warm-up sets is just to feel the weight. I don't like to call them warm-up sets, I call them feeler sets, because you're technically feeling the weight, getting your CNS to get primed to the movement, getting used to the movement and getting used to the weight with the movement, right? So you don't really want to be wasting too much strength on it. You want to really conserve the energy for your top sets, your actual working sets. So 1 rep, as long as you're in the movement, it's good enough. And I think a lot of problem with most people is that they are not fully in the movement. Like moving is easy, movement is easy, dude. Like working out is easy, but properly training is like 2 different things. 1, you're just moving weight around. 2, you're moving weight with intention, right? So you need to get a difference. If you want to make good progress in the gym, you have to be in the movement itself with your entire head in it. It's just you and the exercise. It's you and the weights. Nothing else around you matters, bro. Like, don't look around. Don't care about what people think of you when you're lifting the weight. Right? It's you and the weight, and that's how you're gonna make progress. I really want to check out the pump right now. Not that I think that's a big pump anyways, because I'm so fucking depleted, right? Like, honestly, I don't feel that pump. But, it's cool to see how I might look if what am I saying? It's cool to see how I might look now. After having go through all the back movements, wearing my pump cover, keeping things warm, getting my vasodilation, blood vessels open up. So it's quite cool to see how I look. But someone taking up the the posing area right now. So we're just going to finish up with our last and final set of the workout before we do some posing and go to biceps, because who needs a bicep pump for to check out your pump, right? Personally, I like to do arms after I check out the pump. I don't know if it's just a me thing, but yeah. Alright, let's do one good set and we're done. Alright, we are finally done with back, and now it leaves us with the final part, the best part of the workout, to check out our pump. I actually have a single inside, but I didn't take it out because I didn't want to get too cold, so I wouldn't look good for the camera. I know, right, vain, but yeah, I just kind of want to see how we look, and let's go. Okay, we're gonna run through some men's physique poses first, because that's our main event. Haven't trained legs in fuck what. So this whole year, it's June now, right? I've trained leg 4 times in the interest of my running, because I'm also doing high rocks right after my bodybuilding show. How smart is that? I got no idea, but we're gonna see how we're gonna do for both things, alright? But main thing I've been prepping for is still the bodybuilding thing. I started off the prep with high rocks, but as I got leaner, I realized that I could probably do bodybuilding again. So transition back to bodybuilding training, and we're gonna see how we look. Alright, let's go. So we are really flat, though. You can see from my abs I'm popping. Alright, let's go. Poses. Okay, we're gonna run through some classic physique poses. And I realize there's so much fur on my fucking arms because of the hoodie, right? I don't know, this might add the definition, you know, like spray tan. Okay, so that is all for back day. Hopefully we look good in the camera. Haven't seen it yet, but I think we look pretty okay. Could have done a lot leaner, but hey, it was like a 4-week, 5-week prep. So who am I complain, right? It's just the last bits over here. But we'll see what the carb up can do for me. Hopefully I fill out a bit more. Hopefully the skin gets like stretched out. You know, we'll see. Chatting so much shit that I forgot to train fucking biceps, bro. Oh man, the fucking curls are broken. I didn't even realize the fucking cable was broken. I do my favorite science-based exercise, Bayesian curls. Fuck, I'll use this. Gotta do my favorite science-based exercise, Bayesian curls. Create new one. What curls?
Algerian curls.
Algerian curls. Those Singaporean curls, bro. Everyone's favorite science-based exercise. We got Bayesian curls today. Fucking chatted so much shit I forgot to do biceps, bro. But hey, man, it's always nice to meet like-minded people in the gym. So I'm not complaining there, but I'm complaining about how I can't find my fucking D handles. Mate, there's a lack of D handles, man. Fuck it. Alright, let's gonna do some real quick 2 sets of biceps. Because we still gotta do some biceps even though we have 18-inch arms. Yes, 18-inch because I just measured it. Hey, see you, bro. Have a good rest, man. What's your name, by the way?
You can call me Kid.
Kid. I swear I met you before, right?
I met you a few times here lah.
Here also. Did we talk before also?
No, bro.
Okay.
All the best, bro.
Hey, thank you so much. You also look great, dude. What the hell?
Oh, thank you lah, bro.
I think you also can compete at bro.
Now, I have a son, it's very tough.
Oh, open singles upcoming.
Single?
Yeah, singles. Try my best. Hopefully like 120 at that, even 120. 120, yeah. It's already quite a push already, 120. I try. Yeah.
When is your com and is High Rock?
Com is next Saturday. High Rock is next Saturday. So 1 week apart.
Refit properly, bro. That's all.
Yes, yeah, correct. I'm gonna take a break, refeed, deload, and then after try to push again. Yeah. Fingers crossed, bro. Thank you, bro. Kid, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Javier, yes. Oh, that's a big praise, Hey, thank you so much, man. Okay, thank you so much. You have a good rest, See you. Take care. So this is what I mean by meeting like-minded people. Fucking love you in the gym, bro. They're always so positive. I hardly meet any bad people in the gym. And even then, people who are mean, bad, they don't look good either. So like, hopefully my battery doesn't die, but I'll just show you guys my meals later on because I missed out on my second meal. But basically for the first meal you guys saw the salad, right? For my second, third and fourth meal it's all the same. It's just 200 grams of potatoes, 150 grams of chicken, and that's about it. But I think Sunday onwards we're going to be shifting that a bit more. Calories will be the same, but we're gonna pull off some carbs to really deplete out, flatten out, and get ready for our peak week. But we're gonna do 3 days of low carbs, like barely any carbs. Then try to push a bit flatter so that we can compensate with the carb up, right? But for now, it's gonna be the same 3 meals. Hopefully, my camera has battery for me to show you guys what I've been eating. But we're gonna get on some more biceps. We're gonna do some Bayesian curls, some hammer curls, and that's pretty much it for biceps. We don't do much for arms because my arms are already quite a strong point. So we don't really do much for arms. We just do just too excited. That's about it. Alright, now we are done with biceps. We're gonna clock in a few steps, or like, no, I'm actually going to recumbent bike. We're gonna do some bike stuff just to get a bit extra calories, but just not from steps. And hopefully I'll show you guys my meal as well. And I also I'm gonna go watch a movie. But I do the most random shit on prep, you know. Like, I don't know, I think it's just me, but like on prep, I have to bring myself out on solo dates just to pass time. And just to make myself feel good with myself and to really just focus on like stress relief, right? So one of the ways I do that is just taking myself out on solo dates just for the fucks of it. It made me love myself a bit more. Like, you know, there's this concept of how like people always say you gotta love yourself a bit more, but how do you actually do that? You know, to me it's just, how would you chase someone that you really love a lot, right? You bring them on dates, you treat them well. Same thing, man, like you treat yourself well, bring yourself out on dates, shit like that, you know. So I'm gonna get on the recumbent bike, yap with you guys for a bit, and I don't know, man, like see what goes. Yeah. Alright, so like most bikes, they have like a strap on their pedals, but I think this bike is a bit old. You know, I used to work at this gym, and before I left this gym, there still used to be straps on the pedal, but I don't know where they went. So we're gonna do this without the straps. I mean, you don't really need the straps anyways to do the recumbent bike, right? And yeah, so also if you guys don't know this, right, this is what's called Hong Tai from Thailand. Like, this shit is great. They have like infinity stones, bro. They have different colors of it. They have like green, yellow. The most common is green. They got yellow, they got red, they got white. I think that's the only 4 colors that they have, but I collect them like fucking infinity stones because I love to sniff them. It's like low-key addiction at this point. Don't think it stirs up any dopamine release. I just like to smell it, you know, flavored oxygen type shit, I guess. But yeah, the movie is at 6:30. It's now almost 5, so I thought what better way to spend time than to take a chill pedal, take it as if I'm clocking steps, and kind of yap. I don't know, man. Like on prep, I think yapping to the camera really helps relieve some stress, because it feels like I'm talking to someone that actually listens, if that makes sense. But it's actually just a camera and there's no reply back, so I just let my thoughts flow and just chat. So yeah, we're gonna be watching some, what's it called, some Mission Impossible Tom Cruise. I actually have never watched a single installment of Mission Impossible, but I guess now that I'm on prep, I'm suddenly a fucking Mission Impossible fan. You know, it went from like a serious movie at the start to now it's becoming a meme of how Tom Cruise can fucking survive anything and everything. I think that's quite funny that they are trying to like sell that part of the movie. So I think that's quite interesting. Last movie I watched was John Wick, and that was just like last week, so it's like almost, it's a weekly thing now that I'm watching movies. Yeah, as I said, I do the most random fucking shit on prep. And look, you really want to minimize stress on prep. The more stressed you are, the less body fat your body wants to lose, right? So try to keep yourself in a very sane state, as chill as possible, enjoy life as much as you can. And I think one thing that really helped in my mental state is realizing that, and always like, anytime I feel suffering during this prep, I remind myself that it's really a privilege that I can actually go through this. There are people out there who do this not as a choice, but purely because they don't have money to eat. Like even in fucking Singapore, bro, like it might look like a first world country, amazing skyscrapers, shit like that, but there's a poverty situation in Singapore that people don't see. People are like living on instant noodle packets, on like leftovers, and they don't have a choice but to just be hungry. And to say that, you know, oh, this is suffering. Yeah, this is suffering on surface level, but it's an active choice that I make, and it's really just a privilege. And with this mindset shift, you actually realize how much you can embrace this process, and how much less painful this becomes. I think everything's about perspective. There's no inherent good or bad thing. There's no inherent wrong or right thing in life, as much as, like murder is wrong. But if you murder out of self-defense, is it still really wrong? Right, it's all a matter of perspective and how you're gonna see things. I think the same goes to prep, right? You can see that's a very negative, painful thing, or you can see that's something that's very positive, something that builds character, or something that is a privilege, right? So that has been really the mantra, the mindset going into this prep that has really helped me a lot excel in my conditioning, excel in how I perform in the gym, and overall just be, I guess, a better human being. I guess every prep is like a learning journey, right? And the older you get doing this, I realize that because of the things you go through in life, the way you approach it is very different. Back then, honestly, when I was younger, it was probably out of vanity. It was probably out just to, I look great on stage, I feel good, I reap the fame and like, oh fuck yeah, I won something, right? But I can't be, like, there's still a certain level of competitiveness to it that I want to win. But more so than winning, I think, it's just bring my best look on stage. And even if I don't win, I know it's a very cliche thing to say, but for once I actually believe that even if I don't win, I'll still be somewhat satisfied because I know that this has been the best I've ever looked. And look, if I don't win, fair enough. I prep for fucking 5-6 weeks max. People prep for 16 weeks. So whatever I did, it might have been more intense because of a shorter time frame, but it's nowhere near the suffering of fucking 16 weeks of dieting and shit, right? So even if I don't win, so be it. I deserved it. I fucking rushed into it, decided to compete suddenly. Like, it's already setting up to fail. But if I do win, then, hey man, I'll take it as a big accomplishment. Right? I'll take it as I did it, to put it bluntly. Alright, so I'm really excited. I don't want to record this yak session too long, so that I can just show you guys my food and maybe show you guys me at the cinema, whatever, vlog. Right, so I'm gonna cut this short here and I see you guys at my meal. Alright, real quick, I'm gonna show you guys my meal. So this is the second edition of this same meal because I have 3 of these exact same meals every day. So I kind of missed out the first one because I forgot. So okay, I usually have 200 grams of potatoes, which I mentioned, and 150 grams of chicken. On top of that, I have some cucumbers, yes, but usually any vegetable. But I've been fucking with the cucumbers recently. And pro tip, if you're gonna pack up cucumbers, right, you don't want to put them together with your food. And also pro tip, if you're meal prepping, don't cap off your food when it's still hot, because what's going to happen is there's going to be steam, you're going to condense it in a packet and it's going to spoil midday, right? So the key to having longevity in the meal preps or going out for the full day is to cook them early so that you let them cool down and you can actually pack them out so they don't spoil, right? And like I was saying, yeah, you pack your cucumbers separate from the meal prep. Again, this is to make sure that they don't spoil as well, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to put my cucumbers in my meal prep and we are gonna dig in for our meal, alright? So I'm gonna also edit this vlog while after I eat. I don't like to do work when I eat, especially on prep. I'm very meticulous about it. Like, to do work and eat is like ruining the best part of my day, the best parts of my day, because right now food is so low, eating is like really the best part of my day. So I really want to treasure my food time. I don't want to be doing work while I eat. So here's our cucumbers. Kind of chopped out a bit less today, but it's fine. So we got some little bit of cucumbers together with our chicken. And the best seasoning that I found out is tahini. We don't get this shit in Singapore, you have to ship it in specially. Luckily for me, I have friends who traveled to the States recently. I got them to bring over like 2 bottles of tahini. So I'm still my first bottle after like months of using it, so that's great. Yeah, so tahini is really the way to go. It's amazing. So if you guys don't know what tahini is, for Singaporeans, it's basically this like chili lime seasoning, and it hits the spot, and let me just show you guys the meal prep. It's not a lot, but it will make do. You know what will be hilarious if I turn this too much and everything falls out, and I'll be really sad and I'll probably cry in the gym. But okay, it didn't happen, so I'm gonna dig in, watch some YouTube, embrace the food, and then do some video editing before we go watch John Wick. Before we go watch, what's it called? Mission Impossible. All on our own. Not that it's a bad thing though. I love my alone time. Right. Peace.